Well, now, let's get into some passenger rail corridor development. And there's been a lot of things going on here this past year and will happen in the future, not only on I-35, but also on I-20 as well. And bringing up first here will be our moderator, Bill Glavin, who was the first rail division director here at TxDOT. Bill is now with Bridge Farmer and Associates. His bio is going to be on the website, and we want to introduce you now to Bill, and he's going to kick this off for this hour. So please welcome Bill Glavin.
Thank you, Peter. I appreciate it. It's a great day to be a Texan. I think we need to go back a little bit in history to talk about the studies that have led up to the I-20 study, Shreveport to Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex, as well as the TOPRS study along I-35 from Oklahoma City down to San Antonio, and then beyond down into Monterey, Mexico, and perhaps even further north up into Kansas City, Newton, Kansas. I think it would be remiss if I didn't recognize some of the people that were instrumental in those studies. Besides Judge Anderson sitting up here on I-20, TxDOT and the team led by Jennifer Michigemba at the time when she was with TxDOT and is now with Civil Corp. The people that put together the studies for the state-wide passenger rail ridership study. And that includes Lindsay Wood, who was with HNTV at the time and is now with WSP. Also Mark Walburn, who led the TOPRS study while he was with CH2M Hill and is currently with Mott McDonald. There seems to be a consistent thing here that they were with somebody else, but they're now with somebody different, but that's neither here nor there. But also all the stakeholders that were involved in helping put this together. It takes a village to get these studies done. This took place over a 7-year period, an 8-year period, a 9-year period, and in some cases a 10-year period. Peter, you were part of the stakeholders and the technical committee to the statewide ridership committee. Jeff Austin was the chairman of the East Texas RMA at the time that the Shreveport to Dallas-Fort Worth study was done. Sid Covington, sitting in front of me, was with the Lone Star Rail District, which was one of the stakeholders in the I-35 project, because the Lone Star project provided last mile connectivity for any passenger rail system coming into the Austin and San Antonio area. We had the BN Railroad, we had the UP Railroad that were stakeholders, we had the local transit agencies in Fort Worth, Paul Ballard, his team, Tim McKay, his team at DART, as well as the TRE, and then of course VIA and Capital Metro. And I'm sure there's probably people that I'm missing, the people who attended the public hearings, the people who made comments on that. I've missed names, I apologize for that, but everybody who did any of those things, could you please raise your hand? I just want to see how many. Of course, Travis in Central Texas was part of that too as well. But anyway, I just wanted to recognize that in the process here. So first up is Judge Anderson. His resume is on the website, but it should be pointed out that he's an attorney, he's a businessman, he's a rancher, he's a former Harrison County judge, and he's a former Texas state senator, and he's a graduate of A&M University. He is a friend of rail. He was one of the first persons that ever contacted me when I started with the TxDOT Rail Division and told me he had a deal and he had a project that he thought would add value, and he certainly did.